You know, if I see my country heading downwards, and why should I not talk about it or say something and make myself heard and hope that other people join in? In a democracy, I mean, we all have the right to say what we think is right. If I have a platform, I should speak out. You know, this is the essence of democracy. Anyone in a position, and by the way, this is also very much Islam. You're supposed to stand up and say what you think is right. Not at all. There are a lot of people saying the same thing as me. You know, what you're saying is that people do not have the platform which I've got. All the more reason for me to say it. The assumption is that we don't change. When we pray 5 times a day, we always repeat one thing in the prayers that, oh God, guide me on the right path. Now, you know, if we weren't to change, you know, we would not come on the right path. I mean, the right path is every day. Now, if I married because the other culture was superior, if I married her because I thought she was white and superior in English, then of course it is a hypocrisy. The fact is that an English girl has come and started living in my culture.
Genuinely, I didn't actually realise how completely he's wholeheartedly dedicated his life to this project.
I mean, if I wanted to join politics, my first offer was way back 6-7 years back, when General Zia offered me to join the interim government as a minister. You know, I mean, if that was all this manipulation was going to be propelled into a ministership with a flag in front of my car and sitting in high office, I would have jumped in by now. You know, we are blotted out of television. We cannot make an appearance on TV. One producer, just because he let my name go through, was suspended for 4 days on Lahore television because in a quiz program he let my name slip. The hospital has not been shown on Pakistan television ever since it's been made. People haven't seen the hospital. In doing what? You see, firstly, I mean, it's not that I've just recently got any fame. I mean, if I was to be manipulated, you know, I was a name here for quite a while. And I've been approached by political parties for quite some time. Now, if I was that type, why would not have I jumped in before? I suppose people must look at it like that. Test my water. Okay, so I've tested my water. There was a lot of support. I saw a lot of people in the towns coming out. So I've tested it. Now, surely I should be jumping in now, because that's what was predicted, by the way. They thought it's imminent now and he's about to launch a party or something. My objective is that if I am in a position to help my country, I will try and do that. And I feel that in the current state of affairs, the way our political system is so corrupt, I can do a lot more good to my country outside politics. And that's what I'm trying to do.
Bride, and she was neither Pakistani nor Muslim. British, with a Jewish background, Jemima Goldsmith was the daughter of one of Britain's richest men.
Are you mad? Are you crazy?
Yes, but I'll go and eat roast chicken at home and I won't get ill on that, so...
When she converted to Islam and married Imran Khan, she turned her back on her old life, just as her husband had done.
Have a bit of yogurt and some rice. Yeah?
This is really, I mean, I have no sympathy for you now if you suffer. This is really suicide. You mean a playboy?
Romeo rat. Well, I hoped I wasn't. I don't think you're a Romeo rat. I hope so.
You know, I'll just say that in our culture, you know, a public show of affection and publicly talking about these things is sort of not really considered very common. I think it's between two people. Because, you know, you see in Hollywood people sort of proclaiming love, you know, and this huge love affair, and 2 years later they are divorced. It's quite embarrassing. It's only because it's always considered something too mushy to talk about in public. I mean, it's between two people. Well, there must be something to have got married to her.
Assalamu alaikum. I recognize you. Assalamu alaikum.
Laboratories in, they think, in Asia, one updated compared to any laboratory in the world.
I haven't seen this before either, so it's a guided tour from the zoo. No. I've only really been to the wards. Yeah, I mean, I think he's definitely got a lot to teach me, but yeah, I hope he's prepared to learn from me a bit too. But at 21, who knows? He knows what I can do.
Imran.
Well, I hope so. Yeah, I think what instinctively I think he's instinctively I would say that on most occasions I believe in his judgment. No, I don't mean my husband's wrong. He's wrong quite often, but I mean that that what he believes in instinctively is something which actually we share. You know, I'm being so hopelessly inarticulate.
Well, sacrifices have to be made in this job. Imran, you know, he got to see his child for 2 days after it was born, and then not again until he was 6 weeks old or something. But I hope those sacrifices will be worth it. And as for the mudslinging, I think you have that in politics all over the world. Only problem in Pakistan is that there's no accountability, so it's very difficult to defend oneself. I hope they will be very successful, but if they're not, then next time, inshallah. And in any case, it's not really so much a political party as such. It's a movement. Even if they're not in power, they're still striving to fight against the system, to provide some kind of buffer against the corruption and to provide some kind of justice for people. My sister-in-laws and I have been meeting with people, doing the door-to-door canvassing. And the real issue for them is they can't buy flour, they can't buy atta, they haven't the means to, sustenance for their children, for themselves. So it is all linked to corruption, but for them, much more directly, it's the fact that they can't afford to even feed themselves.
मैं अभी उर्दू सीख रही हूँ, इसलिए अगर कोई लफ्ज़ या लहजे में गलती हो जाए तो मुझे माफ़ कर दीजिए.
It's totally untrue and it's totally unfair. Imran's a very proud man and he would never accept 1 penny from my father, whether it be for his personal use or for his party or for any other use for that matter. He's a very, very proud man and I can honestly say he's never accepted even a penny since I got married to him.